This episode is brought to you by William Hill's Final One Standing. Can you outlast the AFTV crew? Step up or step out.
AFTV Transfer Daily, a show that keeps you up to date. Your players will be linked with a transfer move to Arsenal.
Hi and welcome on to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that be linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. I am actually in Hong Kong right now for the North London Derby. That sounds crazy, isn't it? The North London Derby in Hong Kong. That is where it's going to be taking place at the Kai Tak Stadium, which is, we're sort of in the complex right now, and it's brilliant. Behind me, what you can see there, that is the training ground, right, for the teams, right? Now, earlier on out there, Tottenham's team, Tottenham Hotspur, were out there training, or they came out to train and then they had to go back in again. The weather here at the moment is terrible. It's like, I feel like I'm in England. It's been pouring down with rain, and I went up to breakfast and one of the guys up there, big up to James and Barbara who I met up there, they were saying to me that there's a cyclone alert around Hong Kong at the moment, and what they call a black rain alert. And I looked it up. I was like, what's this black rain? I never heard of this thing here, right? I looked it up, and according to it, it says residents are advised to remain where they are until conditions improve, while public transport can be limited. I have just been told that it's gone down now to a red alert, so you are going to be able to come out. The Tottenham Hotspur team are going to be training over there. The Arsenal team tomorrow, I think Arsenal coming in today, they've still been in Singapore, they fly in today, they'll be training there as well. So I'll be able to watch them train from my hotel room. How cool is that? I might even be able to take some notes on Spurs and see how they're getting on and pass that on. Absolutely brilliant. But yeah, listen, it's great to be here in Hong Kong, and looking forward to seeing Victor Gyökeres, a major signing of the summer, playing. So that's going to be great. Just before I get into the transfers, just to remind you again about Final One Standing, a game that we're going to be playing here. I'm playing Turkish, Cecil, all the boys are going to be playing it, right, against each other. Now remember, all you got to do, you pick a team, right? Pick one team, right, each week. If that team wins, you go into the next week. It's really simple to play. If they lose or draw, you're out. You're out of the competition. Now, you can win up to £500,000, right? That's how much you can win, right? But you've got to be the final one standing. If you are interested in playing, all you've got to do is scan the QR code on the screen.
You lot are always in the comments saying that we don't know ball. Well, now it's your chance to prove it. Could you predict the Premier League if we offered you £500,000 to do it? We've partnered with William Hill to bring you Final One Standing. The rules are simple. Pick a Premier League team every week. Win, you stay in. Lose or draw, you're out. But you can only pick each team once. It's free to play, and there's £500,000 up for grabs. That's right, £500,000. Perfect. You need to have a William Hill app to play, so scan the QR code on the screen or hit the link in the description below to get involved. 18 plus, UK only. Please gamble responsibly. Terms and conditions apply, and full terms are in the link below. Let's see who's the final one standing.
But remember, you've got to be 18 or over, based in the UK. And remember, please gamble responsibly. The link is in the description if you want to get involved in Final One Standing. Could Eze coming into the team make Arsenal a good pick for that first game against Manchester United? Eberechi Eze does seem to be the priority signing now for Arsenal ever since they got the deal done for Victor Gyökeres. And there's claims today that Crystal Palace are lining up a replacement for Eze. This is really, really interesting, and if true, very significant as well. They're said to be very interested in a player that actually was linked to Arsenal earlier on in the transfer window, and that's Bilal El Khanous of Leicester City. A guy who played really well last year, despite Leicester, getting relegated. He did have a good season and is available for under £20 million as well. I think the fee that was being talked about for him at the time, and Arsenal being linked with him, was around about £15 million. Now, they're said to be interested in him as a replacement for Eberechi Eze if Eze moves to Arsenal. I think these sort of things, when they're starting to come into play, are starting to be quite significant. I really do think with this transfer of Eberechi Eze, we're seeing some smart manoeuvring here by Andrea Berta. I was discussing this with somebody yesterday and they're like, Robbie, why don't you just go all in, pay the release clause now, get it done? But I think with Berta, he's trying to negotiate it either slightly less than that release clause or good terms on this release clause. And he's kind of playing the waiting game, because with Palace, they know that Eze, his head's been turned by this. His head's been turned, even though, listen, publicly, he's still doing all the right things. He played for Palace the other day, scored a great goal. He's not been throwing his toys out of the pram, but all the talk is that he wants this move. He doesn't want to go to these lot who might be training there soon in Tottenham, right? He wants to come to Arsenal. So Arsenal are quite relaxed on this. They don't need to rush it. As time starts to go on, Palace start to realise that, listen, we need to decide what we're going to do with Eze. Do we get a replacement in? Do we want to be left in a position where we can't get a replacement? All of these are smart tactics, I believe, by Andrea Berta, and hopefully this deal does get done before the end of the summer transfer window. Football Transfers, they're claiming that Arsenal have already agreed to pay £30 million up front to Crystal Palace, and then to structure the other £38 million of the release clause. But at the moment, a lot of these things are claims. Nobody really knows if there's been proper talks yet between Arsenal and Palace on getting this done. What we are being told, though, is that personal terms have been agreed between Arsenal and Eberechi Eze's representatives to get this deal done. But it's one we're going to have to watch from now till the end of the transfer window. Could Arsenal, though, still make a move for Rodrygo of Real Madrid? Again, as I said, Tottenham will be training over there at some stage today. They're also interested in Rodrygo. However, there's reports coming out of Spain that Rodrygo has told Tottenham that he's not interested in a move to Spurs, and he will only leave Real Madrid for a bigger club. Right? That's what, listen, I didn't say it. That's what's being said, right? We know that Liverpool were really interested in signing Rodrygo. However, they said to be cooling their interest on him right now because they are focused on trying to get the deal done for Alexander Isak. So Arsenal could get a real clear run at Rodrygo if they are to move for him. Now, remember, it is not going to be a cheap deal. AS, the publication over there in Spain, they claim that they're only going to Real Madrid accept offers of around about 100 million euros. That's 86 million pounds. That is a lot of money to get that deal done. It does still seem like Arsenal's focus is on getting a deal done for Eberechi Eze, but maybe if they can't get the deal done, they could turn for a move to Rodrygo. So one to still keep our eyes on from now till the end of the transfer window. What's going to happen with Fábio Vieira? He's been linked with a move away with several clubs in mind, the latest one being West Ham. The journalist Ben Jacobs claiming that West Ham are considering a move for Fábio Vieira. Arsenal looking for around about £20 million for him. He's unlikely to stay. Arsenal have bought in Madueke. You can even look at now the rise of Max Dowman. Further pushes back any chances of Fábio Vieira getting much game time. And if Eze came in, I mean, come on, he's not going to get any game time at all. So Fábio Vieira definitely looks like he's going to be on the move this summer. But where will he end up? Ben Jacobs claiming now that West Ham emerging as a team really, really interested in signing him. Of course, Mohamed Kudus has left them and they're looking to bring in quality players. And William Saliba. Now, William Saliba, When asked by, Curtis the other day, when Cecil was doing that interview with William Saliba in the mixed zone after the game against Newcastle, asked if he's going to sign a new contract. He said, hopefully soon, God willing. That's what he exclusively told us. But the publication figures over there in Spain, they're claiming that Real Madrid are willing to offer £79 million plus 2 players to try and get his signature. One of them is Raul Asensio, their young centre-back, and also to offer Arda Güler on loan as part of any deal. I think that it's looking highly unlikely now. There's multiple sources now claiming that William Saliba is about to sign a new deal with Arsenal. This will represent, again, excellent business by Andrea Berta. I'll tell you what, at the moment, he's doing a fantastic job. If he gets Saliba done, he's already got, let's not forget, Gabriel sorted onto a new contract. Ethan Nwaneri, that was looking ropey. He's had that sorted. He's pulled off Gyökeres. He's brought in Zubamendi, who looked brilliant the other night. And if he could get Eze, and then, tie down Saka, which is again looking likely, wow, this could be some transfer window. But let's wait and see how it all turns out. Thanks for watching the show today. Don't forget, we're over here in Hong Kong at the moment. So if you want to check out any of our brilliant content that we're going to be doing here, keep it locked on AFTV. You will not miss a thing. We're going to be checking out the new stadium later on today. We're going to be at the Arsenal training session and press conferences. And we're going to be, most importantly, meeting the fans over in Hong Kong. I've already met a load of them and they've been absolutely brilliant and passionate. There's quite a few Tottenham fans here as well. I saw a couple of Tottenham fans upstairs in the breakfast area with their Son t-shirts on, right? So it should be a really, really interesting game. It's sold out. North London derby here in Hong Kong. I'm looking forward to it. Thanks for watching the show and I'll see you tomorrow.